Good evening, I'm Julia.
And I'm Annie.
And we're not ones to say we told you so.
But we would just like to point out that we're TV geniuses.
But if you've been watching, you already knew that. It's
The Couch.
As the mid-season finales on the fall premieres wrap up, it's time to take a look back on what helped boost network ratings and what completely crashed and burned.
And you know what?
We called it!
So you may remember in our first episode we did our top 5 and bottom 5 picks from the new fall shows.
Well, all 5 of our top 5 got picked up for full season orders. So that's, in order, Vegas, Elementary, Revolution, The Mindy Project, and Arrow.
So that's kind of awesome. We totally called it, picked all the winners. I'm just saying.
In addition to getting a full 22 episode order, Revolution helped NBC win the fall sweeps in the Nielsen ratings this November.
As you might remember, Elementary has won the coveted post-Super Bowl spot, which should help boost its ratings even more.
On top of that, both Vegas and Arrow are getting really strong ratings for freshman shows. This is especially exciting for Arrow since CW isn't really that big of a competitor with the rest of the big networks. I think the big surprise this fall is Revolution,
which we both liked, but it was definitely kind of an oddball show. It felt more like a really high quality sci-fi show.
I really do feel like this show would have been very much at home on the Sci-Fi Channel, and it would have been a show that I watched and said, wow, sci-fi, this is really high quality television you're making.
So it's nice to see a genre show like that getting the attention that it needs to be really good, and then doing really well. It's just sort of satisfying.
Fun fact, NBC Universal actually owns the Sci-Fi Network, so it's full of fun information.
Which is why you should watch our show.
That's why you should watch our show. I know lots of stuff about TV. Yeah.
Our lives are sad.
A little bit. And as for our bottom 5, well, let's count. Partners has been outright canceled.
Not only was it canceled, but all of the episodes and the website were taken down. They want to forget it ever happened.
In addition to that, 666 Park Avenue and Mob Doctor have not been approved for extra episodes, so they will be ending their freshman seasons with 13, and the chances of them getting renewed for a second season are probably less than 0.
We've theorized that the reason that the Mob Doctor is even finishing the episodes that it has is because the network already sold all of the ad space on it. It was supposed to be a really good show.
It's 2 genres that you really shouldn't be able to go wrong with.
But obviously they did.
So, we totally called it.
So in case you were wondering, no, we haven't forgotten that it's December.
And trust us, we've got Christmas on the brain.
So we're going to be giving you our top 3 movies to put you in the Christmas mood.
Number 3 is
Love Actually. So remember that time that Snape was married to Trelawney and Bilbo Baggins was a double in a sex scene?
'Cause we sure do.
This is a really good movie.
And it has literally every British person you have ever loved in this movie.
You could definitely do like 6 degrees of Love Actually.
And it would probably be more like 3.
Because it's England.
One of the things that I really love about this movie is that when it came out, it had this really fresh, really exciting format to it. I just love the idea of having these little vignettes with characters kind of weaving in and out of storylines. All these little threads of a story that come together and tie together into this beautiful big picture idea.
And part of the brilliance of Love Actually is that they had all of these story threads and they didn't sacrifice any character development or story development. Now, the downside of watching this movie now is that everybody and their brother has done a remake of it, basically. I mean, they keep doing these romantic comedies that are just not as good rip-offs of Love Actually. So trust us, Just watch the original.
This is also a Christmas movie that you can watch any time of the year, not just at Christmas.
But it is a Christmas movie, unlike Die Hard, which is a movie that happens at Christmas. It's not a Christmas movie. So that's Love Actually, which is number 3 on our top 3 Christmas movies. To see number 2, you're gonna have to tune in next week.
But you know, gotta watch next time.
You know you want to.
You know you want to watch next time.
You know you do.
So rounding out tonight, we've heard some things this week that, quite frankly, we're a little concerned about. First up, as much as we called it, The Neighbors somehow managed to get a full season order from ABC. Really, guys?
It's a terrible idea.
In addition, Guys with Kids got an additional 4 episodes, rounding out their season 1 to 17. Now that's not a full season order, but there's a higher likelihood that they'll get approved for a second season.
Why?
This seems to be the mark of a trend that we've been noticing this fall. Normally at this point, a lot more shows would have been canceled. However, the networks seem to be giving more time to their freshman shows to garner a following and larger viewer ratings. It's weird. We don't know what's going on.
Secondly, the BBC has announced that production on Series 3 of Sherlock has been pushed back to March, which means that it won't air until late 2013, which means it probably won't get to the States until Christmas at the earliest.
Apparently, it's something to do with, like, not Khan from the Star Trek movie and Bilbo Baggins from some Lord of the Rings knockoff.
Which I've never even heard of either of those things. I mean, like, what is that?
Apparently they need more time. So, actors.
Priorities.
And finally, on the list of things that we're concerned about this week, there are too many ways to see The Hobbit.
I have literally been trying to decide how I want to see it first for 9 months, and I have not come to a decision. Like, do I see it in 3D? Do I see it in 48 frames per second? Do I see it in IMAX? What do I do?
Do I see it in 3D and in IMAX and just completely have a mind melt over the glory that is cinema? I don't know. Tickets are on sale now for all 3 of them, and I know I need to buy a ticket now because goodness knows there is no way anyone is getting in to see that movie for the first, like, month and a half unless they've bought their tickets now. So we have absolutely no idea how we're going to see this movie. First, obviously we're going to see it several times.
So, actually, last on our list of things that we're concerned about is what we're going to have to sell to pay for the tickets to see The Hobbit.
I'm pretty sure I've got an extra kidney, so if anybody out there is in need of that. So that's what we're concerned about this week.
Join us again next week.
And until then,
Keep watching.